I, Dr. Manjula Gupta, presenting the Factories Act today to you. I am Assistant Professor in Maharaja Agrasen University, Baddi. So I'm starting. What is a factory? A premises whereon 10 or more persons are engaged if power is used, or 20 or more persons are engaged if power is not used in a manufacturing process under section 2M. Now next is objective of the Act. The Act has been enacted primarily with the object of protecting workers employed in factories against industrial and occupational hazards. For that purpose, it seeks to impose upon the owner or the occupier certain obligations to protect the workers and to secure for them employment in conditions conducive to their health and safety. Applicability of the Act: at any place wherein manufacturing process is carried on with or without the aid of power, or is so ordinarily carried on, notwithstanding that the number of persons employed therein is less than 10 if working with the aid of power, and less than 20 if working without the aid of power, or the persons working therein are not employed by the owner thereof, but are working with the permission of under an agreement with such owner. Then what is a manufacturing concern? Manufacturing process for making, repairing, ornamenting, finishing, packing, oiling, washing, cleaning, breaking up, demolishing, or otherwise treating or adapting any article or substance with a view to its use, sale, transport, delivery, or disposal. Or second is pumping oil, water, sewage, or any other substance. Or third is generating, transforming, or transmitting power, or composing types of printing, printing by letterpress, lithography, photogravure, or other similar process, or bookbinding. Constructing, reconstructing, repairing, refitting, refinishing, or breaking up ships or vessels. Preserving or storing any article in cold storage under section 2K. Now next is who is a worker? A person employed in any manufacturing process or cleaning or any work incidental to manufacturing process. A person employed directly or by or through any agency with or without knowledge of the principal employer, whether for remuneration or not. Relationship of master and servant under section 2. Then definitions: adult. Adult means a person who has completed his 18th year of age. Adolescent means a person who has completed his 15th year of age but has not completed his 18th year of age. Child means a person who has not completed his 15th year of age. Young person means a person who is either a child or an adolescent. Now next is the notice by occupier. The occupier shall at least 15 days before he begins to occupy or use any premises as a factory send a notice to the chief inspector containing the name and situation of the factory, the name and address of the occupier, the name and address of the owner of the premises, the address to which communications relating to the factory may be sent, the nature of the manufacturing process, the total rated horsepower installed or to be installed in the factory, the name of the manager of the factory for the purposes of this act, the number of workers likely to be employed in the factory, such other particulars as may be prescribed. Now next is the inspecting staff under section 8. State government may appoint chief inspector, additional inspector, chief inspectors, joint chief inspectors, deputy chief inspectors, and inspectors. Prescribed duties and qualifications: every district magistrate shall be an inspector for his district. Every inspector is deemed to be a public servant within the meaning of the Indian Penal Code. Powers of the inspector under section 9. Enter factory premises for investigation, examine the premises, inquire into any accident or dangerous occurrence, require the production of any prescribed register or document, seize or take copies of any register, record, or other document, take measurements and photographs and make such recordings, exercise such other powers as may be prescribed No person shall be compelled under this section to answer any question or give any evidence tending to incriminate himself. Then certifying surgeon. State government may appoint qualified medical practitioners to be certifying surgeons. Now, what are the duties of surgeons? The examination and certification of young persons under this act, the examination of persons engaged in factories in such dangerous occupation or processes, then supervising the factories where cases of illness have occurred which are due to the nature of manufacturing process, or due to manufacturing process there is a likelihood of injury to the health of workers, or young persons are employed in any work which is likely to cause injury to their health. Then next is the cleanliness under section 11. The working conditions should be clean and safe. Clean the floor at least once a week by washing or by some effective method. Effective means of drainage shall be provided. Whitewash every 14 weeks. Paint varnish every 5 years. Disposal of wastes. There should be proper arrangements for disposal of wastes and effluents arising out of production. Following state government rules, every company is bound to follow the rules of the state government. In the absence of following these rules, it may be charged penalty for that. Ventilation and temperature. Proper level of ventilation, temperature and humidity must be maintained. Make provisions for reducing excess heat. Then health provisions. All the health provisions of the Factories Act have been defined under section 11 to 20. Under chapter 3rd of the Factories Act contain details regarding health of workers. Now let us discuss these provisions. So I told about cleanliness, about disposal of waste and effluents, about ventilations. Now next is dust and fume. Effective measures should be taken to prevent inhalation or accumulation of dust and fume. If any exhaust appliance is necessary for it, shall be applied as near as possible to the point of origin of the dust, fume, or other impurity. Then artificial humidification under section 15. Factories in which the humidity of the air is artificially increased, like in textile units, keep it in limits. The water used for artificial humidification to be clean. Then next is 14.2, overcrowding under section 16. 14.2 cubic meters space per worker. While calculating this space above the worker beyond 4.2 meters will not be taken into account. Notice specifying the maximum number of workers which can be employed in any workroom shall be displayed in the premises. Now I'll talk about lighting under section 17. Sufficient and suitable lighting in every part of the factory. There should natural lighting as far as possible. All glazed windows and skylights used for the lighting of the workroom shall be kept clean. Formation of shadows to such an extent as to cause eye strain or the risk of the accident to any worker shall be prevented. Then drinking water. There should be drinking water, wholesome water. It's a very important provision under section 18. Drinking points to be marked as drinking water. They should be at least 6 meters away from washroom, urinals, latrines, spittoons. If it's greater than 250 workers are working, then have cool water facility also. Then latrines and urinals under section 19, they should be separate for male and female. Proper cleaning should be there. Spittoons, there should be sufficient number of spittoons. No person shall spit within the premises of a factory except in the spittoons provided for the purposes. Whosoever spits in the contravention shall be punishable with fine not exceeding 5 rupees. Then safety of workers under section 21 to 41. Chapter 4 deals with safety of workers. Now, safety of workers include fencing of machinery under section 21. Every dangerous parts must be securely fenced. The state government may be rules prescribe such further precautions. Then machines in motions. Examination of machinery in motion under section 22 only by a specially trained adult male worker wearing tight fitting clothes. No woman or child should be allowed to work. Employment of young persons. No young person should be allowed to work on dangerous machines unless he has been trained or is under supervision. Young persons means 14 to 18. Striking gears, they should be suitable, striking gears, etc. to switch off the power so that if there is any emergency, problem can be solved. The next is self-acting machines. Make sure that no person should walk in space within 45 centimeter from any fixed structure which is not a part of the machine. Then casing of new machines under section 26, all the machinery driven by power and installed should be so sunk and cased or otherwise effectively guarded as to prevent danger. Cotton openers, no women or children allowed to work on cotton openers. Then hoists and lifts under section 28, every hoist and lift should be in good condition and properly checked. The maximum load it can carry must be clearly mentioned. The gates should be locked by interlocking safe method. It should not open in between. To be proper examined in every 6 months. Then next is lifting machines, chains, ropes, and lifting tackles. Cranes and lifting machines to be of good construction, to be examined once in every 12 months. Cranes and lifting machines not be loaded beyond safe working load. Cranes are not approached within 6 meters of a place where any person is employed or working. The next is revolving machines under section 30. Maximum safe speed must be mentioned for each machine. Speed indicated in notices should not be exceeded. तूने मेरा सारा खराब कर दिया काम.